Everybody give me 1 minute to get my light back up. Weird morning. Hold on 1 second. Hi. Hi, Daniel. Hi, Dora. Hi, Doretha. And Rose and Maricela and Juan and Lee, of course. Woo. Hi, Shingamafal. Today is just a weird morning. It's a weird morning. How is everyone else? Just like, let's sit together for a second, because I'm in client sessions and I'm fielding emails, and everybody, I think I've had one, maybe two in the last month that are like, I'm okay. This, you know, the energy, their chart is such that all of this energy from every modality and almost every element that's been so strong has not affected them at all. Thank you, Dora. Today I just went, hi Tanya. Today I just went straight back to my roots, slick back ponytail, hoop earrings, lots of eyeliner. It's my it's like the New York basics. So welcome to everyone, and for the replay viewers, thank you so much. And you know, happy Cinco de Mayo. I have something on my personal social media that says, you know, if you're chanting to build the wall, then no tequila for you today. Obviously, we need some kind of borders. We have them. But, you know, I hope you celebrate safely and eat lots of good. There's so much good food. It might as well be Cinco de Mayo all the time in my house, because we celebrate that culture often. Yeah. You know, and that's the thing is like somebody in the chat just said, and this is such a great thing, and I really want to do more astrology videos, and this is the kind of thing that we can have a conversation about, because there's tons of astrology videos. There's tons of excellent people to learn from, you know, and I have my own personal experience and then also my own take through my own client sessions and just how I conduct those for other things that maybe would be helpful to people. And one of those things is someone, one of our lovely community members just said, Grand Cross in my chart, kind of used to this intensity. And I'm someone who has, I mean, my chart is kind of made up of squares and hard angles, which is what's made me kind of, and I have other placements that makes me a phoenix continuously throughout my life. And while that may sound glamorous, phoenixing your way through life means building stuff, watching it all burn down and having to build it back up again, right? So Grand Cross means, you know, tons of squares and sometimes a square in every direction. So that means we are forged in fire, and there are lots of people like that. And so that would be one of the things that I would love to talk about in an astrology video is like, is your chart mostly made up out of fixed energy, mutable energy, cardinal energy, you know, lots of squares, or lots of, is it mostly made out of sextiles and trines and fixed energy, which can feel lovely, but when change hits you, it's a little harder. So those are the things that I would love to talk about. Now, we have Mars in Aries now in its home sign. So we're watching things get crunchy outside. You know, some of the violence during the peaceful protests, the violence that are being brought to the peaceful protests. And we're also watching other things happen that are a little crunchy outside. But in our personal lives, we can take that Mars and Aries and get shit done. It's also a really great time to look at what house you have Aries in and cut out what doesn't longer serve you. Because one of the things that Mars does is it makes eliminations. It cuts out, it severs. And, you know, Mars is, it does a lot. It's also our energetic levels. It is how we execute things. It's our personal expression. It's the way we move our hands or don't move our hands. And then that has all to do with what house it's in and the conversations it's having with other planets, almost more than the sign, which is what we hear the most information about. Yes, Mars is in Aries. It went into Aries last week. And so, and we're seeing it. We're seeing it on the outside, but on the inside, it's also really passionate. It's also a great way to execute things. Even, making sure that you have follow through plans, because Aries is great at starting. It's great when it starts something and hands it off to somebody who's really good at finishing. So if you have those other placements in your chart, by all means, and, lean on those to carry through whatever you start at this time. But yeah, I mean, if Mars is running through your first house, you may want to take on more exercise than you've been having. If Mars is running through your sixth, you may want to look at what's you're consuming or what you can cut out. And because Mars also can bring physical inflammation. When Mars was running through my sixth house, that is when I discovered, the dairy was really, so since I've been able to cut that out, I imagine also it was having, what we see outside is also what's happening inside. Mars running through your 10th house in Aries is a great time to cut out what you no longer need in what is your reputation, and also being careful about competition. Sometimes it's just taking away the idea of competition in that 10th house, because it's not just career, it's reputation, right? It's how we're seen. And when you ask somebody about anyone new in their life, the first thing a lot of people ask is oh, what do they do for a living? It's just tied to reputation. That is why we think about it that way. So it's very interesting. And leave me a comment in the regular video section or on any other video. Let me know what sign and house your Mars is in, but what house you have Aries in right now that Mars is running through, because it's, we can see it as oh no, Mars is into Aries, and that can look conflictual. But at any time, we have the opportunity to take the energy that's in the sky and ride it like a magical fucking unicorn. And I say that all the time, to places we want to be, and need to be. So let's start. I don't know who's in this. The nose is running. Only when I go online. And certain. I was ready this time though. Means it's going to be a good one. I'm connecting to somebody strong enough. I don't have allergies. I don't have a cold. This only happens. This is recent. It's new with the Neptune transit in my chart. Okay. Hello, hello. Okay. Hi, Annika. All right, so let's look at Aries. I'm going to take a card for the energy, and I'll take one just for general what your guides want my guides pass me a note and talk to you about that's going on right now, that's in most importance probably, and then I'll take one for love because y'all love that. All right, we're not using this deck for Aries because I'm not getting anywhere, so use the Night Goddess for Aries. I listen when my guides are like, not this deck, which means there's going to be some kind of specific illustration now that's going to pop out, that's going to add another layer. Okay. And thank you to everyone who like sent wishes or actually sent gifts to Lee for her birthday. The love was felt. All right. Let's get a general first. A general. Okay. Page. Okay, we have the Page of Wands in reverse and the Hermit card in the upright. So for Aries, and this is good for first house placements, Aries, Sun, Moon. And just if you're here and you're listening and it seems to make sense, then it's probably for you because your guides will get you to the information in the readings you're supposed to. With introspection here, the Hermit, and also that Page of Wands in reverse, it feels like something that lit you up or something that was offered to you, or you information that came your way, or that you thought you might be feeling like you misread some information, or something somebody said to you that was passionate, that brought a message of we should do this or let's do this. And with it in reverse, it feels like it was either rescinded, you thought it was you thought maybe did I misread this, and it's pulling you back into this Hermit mode. Almost rather than be made a fool of, you'd rather pull back. Let's get a clarification card on this. Lee, if you could just put up that we started Aries, that would be amazing. Okay, so we have the Ten of Wands and it's reversed. That's too many. Whatever this is a sense of you don't know if it's over or not. And again, we have a Wands here. We have lots of passion. And even in this one card, we have fire in the Hermit card, which is not normally what we see. Which is what I said. This deck will have some kind of illustration that will add another layer. I just feel like you're being quiet. What's the advice? What's the advice? It might be really hard to tell whether something's over or not. And with Mars and Aries, my Aries friends, I should say fellow Aries with my moon there. May feel safer to be in Hermit than act on this, which is going to be really challenging at this time. Okay. The Magician came out. It came out sideways. Be aware of what is manifestation and what is manipulation. So sending somebody something to try to evoke, like, is this done or not? Or like, did I misunderstand this? Either say what you're going to say, execute like Mars and Aries, and say what you're going to say and find out the answer that's either going to help you move forward or move on. But what's not going to help the situation, because I can feel together energy, is possibly like trying to be hinting around to get the answer you're looking for. Directness is the only way. Or you can manifest. You can manifest and stay quiet and stay in the hermit mode, or you can be direct and be okay with whatever those results are. So if this person isn't ready to have that conversation, the results may not be what you want. And just be careful between what is manifestation and what is kind of the Magician in completely in reverse for me is like when we are either taught through the way our parents were or through social cues to kind of like manipulate a certain outcome. Sometimes even saying something to somebody just hoping to evoke the same sentiment back rather than just saying it to say it and leave it there. This seems really important. This could be job. This could be like, did they give the job to somebody else? Should I keep asking? This could be family stuff, but it's whatever it is, you are passionate about it. And that is making the chill while you manifest hard. Okay. And again, that's first house. Let's pull a card for love. Six of Wands. So listen, if this first situation for you is also love, then be content to sit back because like victory is yours. Whatever your love situation is, you win. And I feel like telling you that is important because it will help you to chill, especially while Mars is in Aries. Execute stuff for yourself. Look what you can cut out for yourself, right? And it's a time of great passion when Mars is in Aries. And you may want to get your brown chicken, brown cow on. And there can be other stuff going on in your chart that may not support that right now. But what I'm telling you is, there's no other way to interpret this card, a Six of Wands, other than victory. And a victory that everyone will see. So the other thing is with this Aries energy, if passion grew between two people and one of them was not free, this is going to go to the point of getting what you want so that it'll be public. So this is going to work. Whatever your love situation is, it absolutely will work out. Brown chicken, brown cow. Thank you for using that sticker. I'm a bit busy today. I started my morning early with sessions and I have 3 more after this. But I'm going to try to get the membership form out for the May choices. And for everybody that's been in the regular membership that isn't an astro or a nerd level, it is your 6-month anniversary. So I will be doing a members only live stream for the new moon in Taurus, and you will all be invited. So make sure that you look out for that. I will put something up on the page. So there'll be a members only live stream, and I will be looking at charts for that for the new moon. Okay. Taurus. How are you doing? Venus is in Taurus right now. That's not too shabby for anybody, but it's especially nice for my Taurians. And if you want to know anything about membership, it's all in the, there's a link to join in the description. All right. Something may not feel fair. Oof. Okay, I'm just going to say this. For some of you, the person that you want is not currently available. But oh my God. The desire between, hey Serenity girl, the desire between these two people is incredible. Now, again, I'm asking for like a general read, but the 10 of Cups came up, the Knight of Wands came up, and Justice is in reverse. So something does not feel fair. But if Justice is on the table, it means it can get turned. Hi Zoe, hi Flower Beauty. I just started, we're on Taurus. Okay. The Eight of Swords. This is possibly giving stressful overthinking Taurus rising, Taurus sun, Taurus moon, second house placements. 10 of Cups is hard to interpret as anything else, but what's the advice on this? What's the advice on this? Something you want is not completely available to you right now. It's frustrating. Listen, Mars is not going to be as crunchy as Aries, but it still has to work out everything. May is not as crunchy as April, but it still has to work out the crunch that April handed to us. I don't know what that was. I have no idea why I did that. How you move forward in this, you cannot think, I can't believe I'm about to say this, you can't think right or wrong. You're going to have to not take other people's opinions. This is completely working out of intuition. The Two of Swords always has somebody blindfolded because it's not about this way or that way. It's about using the third eye and not using our conventional sight. For right now, you're just going to have to move through your intuition, what feels right, not what looks right, listen, I'm pretty cerebral, regardless of the fact that I'm doing this. I'm pretty cerebral and I like to have hardcore answers and information. I like to move informed. I am a great overthinker, if you will. So I understand if I'm telling the Taurians here and the second house placements that like you're going to have to use your intuition and try not to overthink here, even though the Eight of Swords is on the table. So we have two blindfolded cards. One is just drowning in your own thoughts, and the other one is saying don't try to do that. Like, you know, when you make a list of pros and cons, you're going to use your third eye and your sight that way to decipher this situation. I'm going to take a different deck in case that does not feel like your situation. I'm going to take a different deck and just pull a love card for Taurus. Yeah, it would make sense. Well, that Scorpio full moon. How about that Scorpio full moon, kids? That hit my chart at 4 degrees hard. I have so many things at 4 degrees that talk to Scorpio. Yeah, reception mode. Okay. I get the Emperor. Now, a lot of times I don't like the Emperor card because the Emperor can be kind of full of ego. But here we have kind of a relaxed Emperor with, you know, with the chess piece casually in their hand. They've already won. They're sitting on top of the world. So again, just like for Aries, this feels like something you're going to have confidence over. And I'm going to pull one more. This is about insecurity. I can tell you that. If that wasn't your situation, this is about you feeling insecure in a love or romantic situation that you don't need to feel insecure about. You already have everything you need. My Taurus risings and Taurus sun, moon, second house placements. I mean, if you want to say Taurus, Venus. If you like it, I love it. And if you're here and it's resonating, your guides are getting you to where the messages you need. But, yeah. This balances out too. But here's the thing. The way this balances out is not going to be like this. It's going to be like that, but it's still balanced for you, for your situation, for you and this person. This is still the kind of balance that this, I mean, please have more confidence, Taurus rising, Taurus moon, sun, because the confidence that you're lacking possibly now is feeling like whether what you can bring to the table is balanced or not. The way this balances out is just not going to look like conventional balance. And that's what it's supposed to be. And like kind of stop questioning it. Because as we can see, this is full. This is kind of opaque, right? And this is solid and full, and these are not in balanced position. One is above the other. So it may feel like all of the kind of woodgy, spiritual soul connection, whatever else, like whatever you give each other that isn't tangible is higher than what you can give each other that's tangible. And that's the way the situation is supposed to be. If somebody is worried about, if you're lacking confidence because you're worried about what you can bring to the table financially, or whether you bring issues to this relationship because you don't have all your shit together, this card is showing you that whatever is in the 5D way outweighs what the problems are in the 2D. And that, you know, sometimes if we're with the wrong partner, the problems in the 3D are a make or break situation. And sometimes when you get with the right partner, what's available to you both in soul connection, in the way that you mesh with each other, maybe this is more than one lifetime together. So it will outweigh and it will carry you through the 3D problems instead of making it make or break. It's all about the non-negotiables, people. All right. We are on to Gemini. Eating my ice chips. Because I'm anemic as fuck. My back is out. I didn't feel good. So I rewatched Parks and Rec. Not brother, sister, John Ralphio. Now I'm like singing the end of sentences all the time. I'm sure it's extra annoying for all of you and definitely my kids. suspicious. Don't be suspicious. All right. Woo! Gemini, only you, only you, only you. Gemini, sun, moon, rising, whatever Gemini makes you, that you have, that makes you feel akin to this reading, that makes anything resonate. You got two kings. We have a lovely King of Cups, kind of in meditation, maybe not active. When I get this King of Cups in particular, this gives me the vibes of somebody who is it the Scorpions that sing I'm Still Loving You? Still loving you. Who sings that? One of you lovely people in the community. I want to say it's the Scorpions, but I could be wrong. This is like they are internally drowning. Look at this. They are sitting, they are immersed, they are marinating in the love, but they are not acting on it. And then even this King of Swords is kind of hanging back. So this is somebody who's truthful and somebody who's got tons of love, but they're not acting on it. Gemini. Two kings, two twins. Two bad bitches in, two bad bitches in, two bad bitches in, friends. And king does not necessarily mean you are a man. But what your guides told my guides to pass you a note about was the fact that like you're sitting in both of these energies. Now, King of Swords for me is somebody who doesn't speak to hear themselves speak. They're going to be really honest. They're only going to say what they need to say, and they're not going to say more than that. So the combination of these two and this is somebody who is smart and awake. That Nicole Lilith got me looking at the bottoms of the decks again. She knows I blame her. It's okay. And I got the Lovers and the Moon. The frustration that April brought is going to bring the solution. We're at the beginning. I'll be honest. I held back. I was going to do all the signs for the month last week. And I felt like I'm not going to get readings. The readings are going to be so like ambiguous and fucked and without any kind of real solution or help. And people were going to be like, tell me what I don't know, Susie. You're supposed to be telling me things that I don't know, like in a way that's helpful, not like telling me what I already know. So I held off. It smells like toasted marshmallows in here now. That's what this incense reminds me of. Did anybody burn anything for Beltrain? Okay. Yeah. Whether this is you or whether this is a person you're dealing with, big epiphany coming in. Just a knowing. This is the Ace of Swords. Universe is just gonna plant the aha moment for them. What's the advice? What's the advice for Gemini in this situation? You're sitting on something. I feel like I'm not supposed to even know to tell you why they're sitting on their feelings, why they're sitting on their thoughts, why they're sitting on their words. When you smell, commercial break, somebody says they smell cigar smoke and no one's ever smoked in this house. I get that often for me too. I talk about it in my little vids. Of course, that person I happen to know is not on TikTok, so you would have never seen any of those videos. But hi Dolly. What we get is the smell of smoke can be associated with crossed over spirit. The smell of ashtrays sometimes, so certain kind of like cigarette smokes, those kind of thing, they can be associated. So you just may have somebody hanging out with you. What is with the tens in reverse today? The actual advice card is the Ten of Swords in reverse. Gemini, there's something you think that you dealt with that you haven't dealt with. And it has to do with what you tell yourself. So to feel like you can act on either of these, and I have to tell you, all of a sudden it feels like I plugged my body into the wall. So big feels with this one, big feels. There's, again, overthinking is on deck here, and there is something that you think, and it's a pain that you carry. This feels more than whatever, if you are this person or dealing with this person, this feels deeper than that. If you are the two kings, you will get an epiphany. When you get that epiphany, you may realize that there's been something in your way that you haven't realized is in your way. And it is part of the survival mode and the thoughts that you tell yourself of what you can have and can't have. We like the Ten of Swords in the upright because it means it's time to let it all go. You're right there. You are right there. You know, we're about to run into Gemini season soon. And that is when I believe you're going to have a huge breakthrough. A huge breakthrough. Let's get a separate card for love. I keep saying I want to do one like general and then one love, because not everybody, some people are all good with their love stuff right now and don't need a love reading, and some people that's what they're here for. But it seems like love is, you know, Venus and Taurus, Mars and Aries. We have a couple of planets right now. We have Neptune and Pisces, we have the Venus and Taurus, we have Mars and Aries. So we have a couple of really strong placements because they are in their home signs. So they're going to express big time. Let's get a separate love card. Okay. Four of Cups in reverse. I like the Four of Cups in reverse. This is something, my Gemini, is something that you felt is not available to you. This may be connected to the other one, but something that you felt was not available to you. In the Four of Cups, we see somebody focusing on these three cups, and universe is trying to give them that cup, but they're not looking that way. They cannot notice it. They are not receptive to it. When it is upside down, it means that you are ready to receive something that you didn't have space for before. For whatever reason, it wasn't in your grasp. Now it is. Whether that was a mental, emotional block. It could have been that you were focused on one person so much that the person, that universe was like, hey, over here, this one. We like this one for you. They just showed me, I was at a New Year's party, 2010? No, 2009, I was pregnant. So I was the only one not drinking. And my coworker had been unceremoniously dumped, like literally the day before New Year's. And I said, they had plans, and I said, just come with me, come to my friend's house, it'll be fine. I'll double check, but I'm going to bring you as a +2 because I had my partner with me at the time. And she really kind of laser-eyed on this one dude in a blue shirt. Every one of my spidey sensors was like, no. And there was like this sweet guy talking to me. I mean, I'm pregnant, so he wasn't talking to me that way, but he was like talking to me, and I was like, oh my God, he's great. And she kept going, I like that guy. I was like, no, that guy is an ass. We don't like him. You like him. Stop looking at him. You like him. And I kept insisting. And needless to say, I insisted on fixing them up, and they have been married now for almost 10 years, or maybe 10 years, and have a child together and are very, very happy. But sometimes universe or your intuitive friend is trying to tell you, you don't like him, you like him. That is what's going on right now. And now you are receptive to it. For her, it took the a-hole guy to like do something really out of pocket, and me almost hit him while I was pregnant to be like, oh no, you're right, I don't like that guy. But I'm just saying that Four of Cups they just showed me that couple together happy. So like there's someone that you might have been focused on for a long time, Gemini, and you're finally going to be open to this other person that universe has been trying to set you up with and tell you not him, him, or not her, her. And you'll be able to see it. This could be somebody that's been in your life for a while. And you're like, no, we're friends. That's just never gonna, I don't have it for them like that. Something's gonna change. Something's gonna change. I want to use this deck, and for some reason it is Fakakta. So I gotta fix it. Okay, fixed. I'm just saying. All you Geminis, have your eyes out. Or it could be somebody that you just don't think you can get, you know? You can. You can. You might, rabbit, you might. 5 o'clock whistles on the blink. Gemini brain, sorry. All right, Cancer, 4th house placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, whatever. Floats your boat. We have Page of Cups in reverse coming out first. I keep saying these are supposed to be the general read, Spirit. Okay. And we have a King of Cups in reverse. Okay, so this is giving the same vibes as Aries. Only with Aries, it was passion that was given and pulled back. And now this is love that was given or shown, or maybe you misinterpreted, or maybe you didn't, but you're still confused and you think maybe you did. So this would have been somebody that could have pulled back, or you are pulling back on a situation. Let's get some other information on this. You know, you could also say, you could also have been somebody who just kind of got burnt and you're like, I am no longer accepting, sometimes Page of Cups in reverse for me, and Knight of Cups in reverse for me is like, we are no longer accepting that like hint that maybe like either communicate, like put your big boy and your big girl shoes on and tell me exactly how you feel. But don't like hint around and flirt if you have no. So we're just not accepting that. We're not reading into that anymore. Or you're in a situation where for sure somebody said something that you thought you could take to the bank, and then now they're pulling back. All right, what else is going on with this situation? My lovely Krabby Patties. I feel like I was watching Anchorman last night, so I'm feeling extra silly. It's told to relax my mind, so that's when I put on like ridiculously, just funny. Nothing with any real weight to it. Okay, the Devil in reverse. So either you or someone else is trying to get all of their bad habits in check. This is very interesting. So this King of Cups may have pulled back because they are trying to get in a place where they feel like what they offer you is safe for you. Three of Cups. Okay. This could be a situation where you and somebody had chemistry that you could cut with a knife. But there is the thing, the devil in reverse with the Three of Cups just means there's a third person that you're either going to have to warm up to or they want to get rid of. This is clearly about romance and stuff, or relationships, I should say. Of course, this could be like a friend that all of a sudden pulled back their affection and there's a third person and somebody's got them. They're trying to decipher who's telling the truth and who's not. But this feels a lot like a relationship. Like their bad habit is this third person hanging around. For a lot of them, that third person was like, I want to say a placeholder. But they feel like if they come to you with this third person they just showed me somebody's face. I'm sharing all kinds of stories. I met somebody a long time ago and we exchanged numbers at the end of the night, and it was supposed to be about my friend and his friend, and it was the two of us that like unexpectedly, and then we made a date and he dropped off the face of the earth, and I was okay, burn me once, done, Cancer. And it was because his friend and my friend that were also had already met and were already interested in each other. He could tell the kind of person I was, and he would not go on a date with me until his friend told my friend that that was where the third party was. He wouldn't even go near me because he was like, if I have to go on this date and lie to this woman, she will never talk to me again. Let's say he had to put a lot of effort in to get me to go out with him at all, until he told me the truth. But he wanted his friend to tell that. He wanted to give his friend the chance to tell my friend the real truth. So this could be this. They just showed me their face. This could be somebody that like this happened. You're not crazy. You felt all the feels. You felt the vibes. You felt the interest. Again, chemistry you could cut with a knife. I felt before these last two cards came out. They don't want you to see them as a liar. So until there is a space where they can tell you something, they're not gonna, because they, and you know, rightly so, if I'm reading for Cancer, third parties are not normally your jam. I mean, you could be Cancer with a whole bunch of like Gemini and be like good with poly or whatever. And I feel like I always say like, if everybody knows and everyone's consenting, then great, you know. But it's unlikely Cancer is gonna like voluntarily be in a third party situation. There would have to be like extreme circumstances or extreme other placements. But they are not, they pulled back not because you imagine that love, but because they have something that they want to either get sorted out. I'm not saying their friend is seeing your friend and that was the, but like they showed me that person and I get it. I get it, but having all of that like conversation, everything, and then just have them fall off, that never feels good, right? And everybody's been through that at one point or another, and that's usually because there's something they're not telling you, or there's something they can't tell you, or there's something you're not gonna deal with. There's a non-negotiable breach there. Let's pull, and that could be friendship too. That could be, again, a friend that pulled back and there's something that they cannot tell you. Like it binds, they're bound to somebody else to not tell you. And it's causing a rift. Yeah. The advice on this is interesting. I mean, not what I expected. We have a King of Wands. It's in reverse. When we have this very James Dean rebel without a cause, two things are happening when it's in reverse. One, you're going to have to examine, Cancer, your penchants for fixing the broken bird or finding the rebel without a cause, and having that be partially what you're attracted to and why. The other thing is, when I say there was chemistry here, there was chemistry beyond physical chemistry, but the physical chemistry was there too. Don't go. I feel somebody here wants to, like Pavlov's dog, wants to remind them, like, but hey, remember when we couldn't stop talking all night? Or remember when we were both like, oh my God, I can't wait to go on a date with you. I can't wait to kiss you, whatever it was. Like, put that on hold. That's going to, I swear, this is going to come back around. It's going to take some time. Whatever this is, they're not bringing this to your door because they're not willing to risk no for the rest of their lives with you. Or for as long as they're not willing to risk a hard no. They would rather beg you for forgiveness than, what's that? Or than ask you for permission, because the next time you speak to this person, they may be a little more formal. There may not be all of that. They're trying to honor not lying to you. So A, don't try to evoke that in them. And B, just don't be surprised if it's not the same warmth. Why do these cards always get all jumbled? All right, let's get a separate card in case that is not your situation. And then we will be on to Leo. I have to make bread today and butter. That is a very interesting little situation you got yourself in. Cancers, Ace of Cups from Universe, and I love you. If this is not your situation, then you're going to be sent somebody that is crazy about you. And it's going to be, you know, kind of ordained by universe. So I don't know how much of a backseat if these are the same situations, but if that other situation doesn't resonate with you at all, there's an I love you or a person to love, like an actual, like really good, healthy relationship coming your way. Brown chicken, brown cow, Cancer. All over the place. All over the place. Sorry, I need my... There it is. Neutrogena. The lip health stuff. Am I the only one obsessed? Like, I have Carmax or something everywhere. Ladies or men who care, get real hyaluronic acid and put it on your lips. It's like water. It's going to dry up. And then you put your Carmax, like cherry flavored, whatever you want, Vaseline over top and go to sleep. You're welcome. I'm going to pull one more card. Okay. Whatever it is you are losing sleep over, if you haven't been sleeping, if you are a 4th house placement, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Cancer placements, whatever. or if you have fourth house placements, whatever you're losing sleep over is resolving itself soon. I felt called. Okay. Let's move into Leos. Leos, fifth house placements, sun, moon, rising. Let's give this another. It's a big deck. Great Odin's Beard. It's a big deck. Okay. Leo, Leo. I'm super excited about my strength card. I actually have my oldest, who's an artist, helping me with it because it's very, very, very specific. Got my Leo strength card in my deck. Super excited for that. Okay. Very interesting. So as Leo should, we have a bunch of fire. And we have like a door closing and a door opening. So we have the 10 of fire, so the 10 of wands, and then afterwards we have the messenger of fire, which is the knight in this one. Let me double check. I know this deck so well, and every once in a while I feel myself second guessing. But whether it's a knight or a page, which we will decipher in a second, I'm pretty sure it's a knight. Yeah, it's a knight. We have first a burden that you took up voluntarily. When we see the Knight of Wands, the 10 of Wands, what we have is that started as an Ace of Wands somewhere. That is a passion that you willingly picked up, and you went through the gamut of emotions, but like this is something that would have set you on fire, that you would have fought for someone, advocated for someone, celebrated with someone, fought for someone, had inner conflict over someone or something, whatever the subject matter was that you picked up, whether it was a person or like a mission for yourself. When we get to the 10 of Wands, it is about putting down what is no longer ours to carry, even though we kind of voraciously wanted it at some point. But at some point it should have been a joint venture. At some point it should not be all yours to carry. That burden shouldn't be all yours to deal with. So we're putting down something that is no longer yours to carry, to have this other Knight of Wands come in. And just as Leo, it feels like just as you kind of sadly think like, okay, it's time, something else is going to come in and kind of set you on fire. Look at this beautiful, beautiful Knight of Wands card here. I feel like Leo is going to this month get, and don't forget that you're, I have feel plugged in again. So Leo squares Taurus, they're both fixed. So anything happening in Taurus right now where we have Jupiter, Uranus, Venus, the sun, it's all squaring your placements. So there's going to be a challenge, and when that challenge is met, it feels like Leo is being returned to their I want to say glory. It feels like Leo is being restored to the position they should be in, almost to their exaltedness is what I want to say. Let's see what else is going on with this, with Leo. This is very interesting. Like this, the second you put down something, something else comes in. It's, yeah, here's the page in reverse. This is not, so this is not going to be a small, this is, right now with all the energies, it's thematic through all the signs, all the placements, but there's a lot here of people waking up, and 2024 is a big waking up year, kind of like 2020 was. But there's a lot here about people waking up to not reading into small little things, to only committing themselves to where they feel fully seen and fully heard and understanding a lot. I mean, think about how much we all on the internet talk about like trauma behaviors, like somatic releasing. This is it's a regular conversation now, where a couple of years back it wasn't. Inner child work, shadow work, all of that is a regular conversation. Being aware of things that we would just say yes to right away because the unhealed part of us, you know, felt like moth to the flame. The Leo is really, really not doing that right now. And I'll tell you, Leo went through that Venus retrograde through their signs last summer. And if you had anything talking to that, if you had anything hit by that, you felt it. I don't know one person that did not feel that and had a little shake up in their lives. In December, there'll be a Mars retrograde also in Leo. So whatever house, but only to 6 degrees, and then a lot in Cancer as well. So it's going to be interesting again, but this is, I just don't think this is your sign to like no longer accept small apologies that don't come with change behavior. Being restored to where you should be instead of where you feel like your generosity is used up and your loyalty is used up. That keeps coming through. I don't know why Leo's, it feels, they're all channeled readings, but I don't know, Leo feels like it really wants to pass along a lot. If you're a Leo. 10 of Cups. Now, I'm going to tell you, this 10 of Cups does not show a family. It shows Buddha, happy. There is a place, for Leo signs before, and this is purposeful, that you're going to have, all of this happen to you before that Mars retrograde. Creating such a temple, understanding like you are the temple, and creating such a temple that to come in and to draw out your loyalty, because Leo will fight for you, to draw out your loyalty and to draw out your generosity, it's going to have to be a better offer than what you have built for yourself. That's where you're headed right now, which is huge. Let's get the advice card. King of Pentacles. Yeah, this is a beautiful reading. This is probably the nicest one we've had today yet, Leo. We have 2 10s here. We have closing of chapters, and that's what I feel like. There's a closing of chapters, and closing of It's almost like getting the world card. Gemma talks about that when you get 2 10s. And this Knight of Fire. Someone's going to come light you up and remember who the fuck you are. King of Pentacles. The advice is to stay stable in who you are and remember that, like, you're the abundance. And if you concentrate on making yourself the temple, like, the money will also be there. I almost want to say, like, this is about you going inward and like taking a little break from people that would kind of suck you dry. But somebody's just going to come by and say something to you. Like, the Knight of Wands drops by with a message. They're not looking for anything. They're also, you know, they may not stay a long time, but they're also not looking to take anything from you. They're just going to remind you who the fuck you are. And that brings a lot of wealth and everything else. I'm not saying like lottery wealth, but I'm saying like wealth in like the stability. Like, you are, you maybe have been distracted because with that 10 of Wands, we know that you picked up for other people and fought for other people and advocated for other people till it was almost a distraction from yourself. That's done. That I can promise you. All right, we are moving on to Virgo. I don't think I've ever used the Stranger Things deck for Virgo, but I'm doing it now. Hi, Rose. Anybody else also having crazy weather? It was like 89 degrees here one day, and then the next day it's like 50. Okay. Well, Virgo. That's a nice card. Okay. I don't know what's up with the Page of Wands, but it's like every other reading. Every other reading. I'm looking at the emojis that Juan is using for Virgo. They have a pitchfork, a trophy, and a bunch of books. And now all I can hear is a Green Acres theme song. So thank you for that. Okay, so you have the Empress, and not only do you have the Empress, but it is the one and only Winona as, oh my god, I can't believe I'm drawing a blank. Whatever her name is in the series. She's a badass. She's a bit of a mess, right? But she's a badass, and she knows what she knows, and you're not going to talk her out of what she knows, even if everybody else tells her she's crazy. Joyce. She is not, you're not talking Joyce out of what she knows, and she is going to fight for it. So this Empress is very, very, very solid in who she is, and understands her power, whether anyone else wants to understand it. Everybody else can think she's crazy. She don't care. She's still powerful. So this is a really beautiful card for Virgo to get because if you've been around at all with me, one of the things I have said for years is other people's opinions are none of my business. And I say it sometimes in a little bit more direct way. But that saying that is like, what? And then once you get it to where it is your life, it is beyond liberating and beyond empowering. It's super, super empowering because you won't hold back anymore in fear of what somebody else will think of you, say about you. And you know, it becomes important. But anyway, then we also have the Page of Wands here, which is Suzzy. singing to Dusty Buns. But this Page of Wands is a Spitfire. Again, if you don't know, because you don't watch the series, Suzzy is smart, but she's a Spitfire. She takes zero shit. If it's not her way, you know, it's not happening. She's got a lot of grit and a lot of fire. So for you, Virgo, this understanding that you do not have to be, you may feel a little bit in battle right now. And I want to say, really, a lot of this is like, who didn't believe you, who didn't take you seriously when you were younger. That Spitfire in you that insisted, even if you were laughed at, that is having a moment of recompense. That is the word. Virgo, you're getting your moment of recompense. And not because anyone else is going to give it to you, because you're going to give it to yourself. You're going to give it to your younger self. This feels really powerful, really feisty, and a little bit fuck you. In all the best ways. And it's not even like fuck you to the people who are around you now. Because that's like whatever. It's their problem whether they believe in you or not believe in you. And you're okay with that. Like, you don't have any resentment. It's like giving a fuck you to that the inner child needed to the people around them. Let's get more on this. That's almost everyone for you? Yeah. Well, I mean, Virgo kids often are very either intuitive or brilliant about something, and it's often it can be ingenuitive. It could be something that other people aren't ready to hear yet, because you know, you move and you're malleable with the amount of information you get and how you process and edit it and all of that. Not in play when you're a child already, but if people don't take you seriously, it can be painful because you can actually be laughed at and other things. Which is often, or placated, condescended to. So there's that. This feels like a big inner child healing. Okay. What else can we get about this situation? The Hierophant. Murray and his corn dogs. If you know, you know. There's another outside the box, awake, very smart person that's either coming in or is coming in to be, you know, and the Hierophant and the Empress are a couple. Well, the Hierophant can be a couple with the High Priestess, or it can, I interchange them. You know, traditionally you're going to have the Emperor be the other side of the couple for the Empress. But they're both major arcana couples. So to me, they're interchangeable. I especially like the Hierophant with the Empress because the Empress is kind of in charge. So the Hierophant lends to that awakening, that awakened state without trying to take over the way the Emperor would. That's my own personal take. I do feel like the Empress is better off with the Hierophant than the Emperor, but that's just me. Okay. The advice. 5 of Pentacles in reverse. There's something you need to say to somebody and come out of your quiet. Whatever you've been shoving down, whatever you've been quiet about, this also will have to possibly be around the sanctuary that you were given, the sanctuary you were offered was really not safe for you, and having conversations about that and again, making it so you don't need that safe place with these people is what I'm getting. This feels really big. This feels like a lot of healing. So when we get the Five of Pentacles in reverse, that is coming out of ghosting. That is coming out of even needing the sanctuary that those two people are passing. It's healing all of that. There's somebody else too here, Virgos, that is very awake, coming in to help. Very smart, maybe a little bit of a smart ass, and will not feel warm and fuzzy when you first meet them. But there's a safety in each other, whether this is romance or friends. Almost feels more like friends, but that you will eventually recognize in each other. You will both probably be a little slow to get there because Virgo. But yeah, this is huge. You might be telling off a family member, but not really telling them off in a rude way, just laying down the facts as they actually are and not being gaslighted out of anything else different. That's for some of you. But realizing that you don't need the sanctuary from them is huge. And kind of having this glorious, delicious moment for yourself about any time that you were ever condescended to or laughed at, for your inner child, just to heal it. And the advice card is death. Yeah, this completely brings a resurrection and a new... This is complete resurrection of, again, when inner child healing comes up and we have the death card, you know, that's regrowth. That is transformational. This feels as big as it is. I mean, we have 1, 2, 3 major arcana. So for Virgo, whether that's everything moving through Pisces being done and was squaring, or rather opposing you, it's time to put all of it into play. It's time to put all of it into play. And now we have all these incredible things in Taurus that's having the I love you more conversation with your placements. Like, it's the strength. In love situations, it's being suspended a little bit right now by universe. We have the Hangman. It does feel like I can smell something for Virgos, but like for some reason it's not being fully accessible. Okay. The Tower in reverse. Maybe that the other person is holding back something that they have to let fall down, but there is something and it feels like it's right on the other side of a wall for you, but right now universe has it suspended for your highest good, but it will come through. Certainly I can like remember to look at that in Virgo's full reading, which I will be doing this week. Let's move on to Libras, and we're halfway through. Right? Fountain. I just got something else for Virgo, but I'll see if that comes up in there. Monthly. And also, I feel like people know that are watching already, but if you don't know, I do private readings with astrology, trauma informed, all that good stuff. Okay. We're back to like getting love readings for the general readings. We have the Two of Cups and the Knight of Wands coming in for Libra. I am munching on the last of mine. All of a sudden I'm starving. Not that ice is gonna do it, but Knight of Wands Two of Cups is Venus and Cancer. Look at this card. Fountain Tarot has really so this is two people like kind of spooned up together looking at the Big Dipper and the Little Dipper. It's the Two of Cups. I feel like I'm supposed to tell you, Libra, something that comes in, like you're thinking, oh gosh, here's one of these people again, you know, telling you you're like smoking or whatever, and the smoking. I don't know why I heard that specifically, because I don't even think people say that anymore, but I feel something like a little cheesy coming in through a DM or something, but this is actually like a Venus and Cancer good situation. Hey, Adva. Because usually, I mean, I don't know, I feel like the cardinal signs were like, get out of here with that. I mean, Libra might like it the most out of the cardinal signs. Maybe Aries does, but I always feel like Cancer and Capricorn are like, yeah, keep it moving. But this is for Libra. So we have a Knight of Wands coming in. Just be aware that if somebody comes in very kind of, I almost want to say, oh, yeah. A little bit more aggressive that makes you like suspicious or whatever, but now the Six of Cups just popped out. And you can't see, but that's two people holding a cup together or handing one the other. Those are two adults. So this is, I'm going to say this is more soulmate than childhood healing. Could be somebody you've known a really long time. So this, I do feel somebody in the DMs. So this could be somebody you haven't seen. It could be from your childhood or like high school or college. And they might come in and give you a message, be like, wow, you look great or something. And you're like, I don't want to hear that. Not that anybody doesn't want to hear that they look great, but you don't want, I feel like other people in the past have been focused more on what you look like. And if you're a Libra, you're probably pretty good looking. I feel like other people, and this is also for 7th house placements, but other people have been more focused on what you look like, have not been successful relationships. This looks like a very good. Also, if you're already in a relationship, Libra, and it's kind of lost that fire, that's coming back. Something's going to happen that's going to like rebond you or give you another layer. It's like that scene on the last episode of The Office when they're in that panel for the documentary. When she was saying, you know, last year, I know I had a fairy tale, but last year it didn't feel like a fairy tale. But then it got really hard. But then, you know, it got deeper and better. And, you know, that kind of thing if you're already with this person. I'm aware how many pop culture references I use. All right, let's get an advice for this. This is beautiful. Page of Pentacles in reverse. Listen, the advice for this is very frankly, like, don't worry about how much either of you have or how you can make anything work right now. Like, money should be put aside. The money will come other ways. But this Page of Coins in reverse, it feels like the relationship comes at a time where financially it's not a great idea to change anything. Drive safe. Please don't type anything. This is very interesting, Libra. I think this is gonna come like, I almost felt somebody say like, of course, when everything is like the most beautiful in my heart, it's like financially a struggle. I'm gonna take a second card. And if it's trying to get together and you're worried about like this is gonna somehow us getting together is going to financially hurt us at all, like I don't know if somebody's got to move or leave their job or something. I feel like it's going to be okay without even seeing a card, but let's just draw a card. And of course, I do the full readings with outcomes and everything. Yeah, the Hierophant. I'm not, as far as getting like, and this Hierophant is like, universe supports this, especially with the Six of Cups, the Two of Cups here. This is a really beautiful reading, Libra. It just feels like it might not be as stable as you would like it to be in other ways. I'm going to say don't worry about that. I'm going to say don't worry about that. And that can be like a, you know, Two of Cups, also like that Venus and Cancer. This could be for like repairing family or something else, but with the Knight of Wands and Six of Cups and Two of Cups, it does feel. Now, if that is not your, that does not resonate with you, I'm going to pull a separate love card. I guess I didn't really need to do that with these readings because almost all of them except for two felt like they were about love. Okay. Eight of Swords in reverse. Whatever has been stressing you about love, like the anxiety, release. I'm just going to cut the deck. Just release it. The more you release the worry, Libras, 7th house placements, this, whatever this is, yeah, Knight of Pentacles. You're worried because this is moving too slow. It's moving slow because they want to make sure you're there forever, not just a good time. If it's moving slow, it's because they're trying to make sure that it's there forever. That's how the Knight of Pentacles works. They're not there for a good time like the other knights. They're there for a long time, and they move slow. Hi, Jupiter. Thank you. These were a gift from my youngest for Christmas one year, and I love them. They're like little diamond cut hoops. And, you know, when I've got my whole clean aesthetic slick ponytail, you need a pair of hoops. Okay. Let's move into Scorpio, and I'm going to use the Modern Witches Tarot for that. I am live most Sundays at 1:15 unless something extreme happens and I have to move the time, or like last week, my back was just out completely. It still hurts. It's pretty bad. But I can sit here. Scorpio, 8 of Wands, communication coming in, and it could feel like distance between you and someone else, but either somebody wants to communicate or you want to communicate, and it's paused. We have universe suspending lots of communication at the same time. Hi, Tina. How this makes me want to laugh is not even. Okay, let's see what else we have for Scorpio. What are some other details? That is just very clear. We have tons and tons and tons of communication wanting to come in. Hi, Shauna. I was just thinking of you. We have all this information, all this communication that's like jammed up by some kind of universal holdup. You know, we have holdup when we go into hermit mode. We have holdup when we go into spiritual rest with the Four of Swords. And we have holdup with the Seven of Pentacles. But when we get the hanged one, or the hanged man, or however you want to call it, the hanged person, it's universe going like putting the brakes on something that's trying to move fast. Frustration. See, channeling my inner John Ralphio. If you know, you know. I mean, technically you're not late. It's not like a class you have to show up for. Okay, what else do we get here? So there's the other things about this situation is brown chicken, brown cow. That's what that is. Ace of Wands, right through the sacral chakra. There might also be some sacral healing to do around this. We also got the Four of Cups jumped out again in reverse. So just like I said for the other sign, but in case you weren't there for that, this is when something you feel like either wasn't available to you before, or something like you don't get, is now available. So Four of Cups is something you could not see before. You were focused on other things and just were not seeing this thing, Scorpio. There's a lot, like, I can't imagine this isn't frustrating. Either something you wanted that you thought you couldn't get is now available. There is tons of passion and you feel like either woken up, Kundalini awakening, whatever, brown chicken, brown cow, and there's tons of communication to be had, but universe has it on pause. Let's find out the advice. Sorry, I wish I could have given you like Leo's or Virgo's reading. Frustration is a big theme, it seems like, for most of the readings, really. Okay. That was too many. One advice card. Wow, chicken brown cow. Ace of Wands, too, could feel like you're walking around plugged in a different way all the time. And you're like, what the heck is going on with me? Okay. Be truthful, straightforward. That is the advice. Also, only deal with people who are straightforward and truthful. I love her outfit. Can I just say I love that outfit with the little boots? Okay. So, Queen of Swords. Says it like it is. Sometimes it doesn't feel like puppies and rainbows, but it's truth. And I will die on the hill that Scorpio always values truth. Scorpio also can be often, their directness can be conflated with meanness. And that's a very Queen of Swords kind of vibe. You're going to have to be direct or only deal with somebody that, get ready for somebody to be direct with you. I do not know what's happening. There we go. My whole screen moved. Let's, in case this is not your situation, let's get a love card. Now that could be communication about a job, communication about moving, communication about like money coming in, communication about a money settlement, and universe is like, kabosh. This is something that you have been awakened to and want very much. Now we're going to draw a love card, and it didn't feel like it was available to you, so that it could also be money. This isn't necessarily romantic. Let's pull a separate card to get for Scorpio's love. The Emperor. Just like Taurus, it's time to be more confident about your love situation. You kind of have what you need. Lack of confidence is not helping in a romantic situation. It's interesting. This throne is made of like, clearly it's made out of like stone, cement, something. So like you will not be moved on this matter. The other card that came out was King of Cups. That's enough for you, Scorpio. What's interesting is the Emperor feels a little bit more reserved. Look at the body language. King of Cups has that spread. It has that taking up space. You can be more confident because that is all you need to be. This is what you need to be. Don't worry about how it looks to other people. This taking up space with the amount of love you have, the depth of the emotion that you're willing to give somebody, that's enough. That'll do, Scorpio. That'll do. But having more confidence in your love situation will change it. Period. The end. Let's look at Sagittarius. Ooh, my ear is ringing. Don't know what that's about. And it's this one, which tells me to stop. Okay. That was interesting. Sagittarius. When my right ear rings, it means that I should stop and take a second and separate from the energy and pay attention. And it stopped immediately. Okay, I don't know if that means Sagittarius's reading is going to be big. I'm loving the emoji show. Thank you, Juan. Okay. King of Pentacles is out first for Sagittarius. Stepping into emotional maturity, understanding your wisdom is worth more money than you might be getting for it. Period. Full stop. You might be undercharging for your wisdom, or you might be undervaluing. Because this is the female presenting king in this deck. So it's more of a gentle king. It means like, I'm not calling all kings aggressive, but without like having to prove or show, like there is your wisdom, because like Sagittarius and you know things, there is more worth in who you are and what you have to offer people than you possibly think right now. That did not, okay, here's our, okay. We have the Wheel of Fortune upside down and the Ten of Swords. There's a situation you're keeping yourself in, Sagittarius, that you're not getting as much money as you should. It can change. You're going to have to put down the thing that you know is a vexing situation. You have more value in this. You have more in this situation than you think you do. Like I keep seeing scales and you think your scale is down here, but it's up here. It's like you have to take a certain set of glasses off. I don't know why that makes sense. But yeah, when the Wheel of Fortune is on the table, it's a wheel. You can turn it. I never mind the Wheel of Fortune or the world upside down because it's, again, it's a wheel. You can turn it. Yeah, it's time to get out of something. Or you will be getting out of something where you've been undervalued. And the maturity in quietly deciding what your value is and rather than letting somebody else decide what your value is and how that's monetized. What's the advice card for Sagittarius? This is a real nice reading. Seven of Swords. Okay, so Seven of Swords, sorry, I did that. Seven of Swords comes in for me two different ways. Hi, Gemini love. We see like that is your egg, right? So Seven of Swords can be like taking what's not yours. The other thing I always say about Seven of Swords, and because this reading is already going how it's going, and I said it's time for you to get out of something. Sometimes Seven of Swords is you can't take all of it with you, but you're going to take what you can and you're going to get out of a situation. Those are the two ways that Seven of Swords. So it's time. And Sagittarius likes everyone to win. And Sagittarius sometimes doesn't do well in conflict. It depends on their other placements. But it is time to go, and you can quietly, this card is telling you, you can quietly take what you need and go. You're not gonna be able to take everything with you. Waiting till you can take everything with you might be more harm than it does good. But it's time to go, and universe is saying taking what you need is already yours. It might have been appropriated, and remembering what's really yours, because I feel so much that there is a lot here about like you being undervalued and you not understanding like how much of just who you are is where all of the worth is. Take your things and go kind of thing. All right, let's pull a love card for our Sagittarians. I just saw the Two of Cups. We're on Sagittarius. I just did Scorpio. And then I'll give away a reading at the end. Hi, Stacy. All right, love for Sag. Didn't come all the way out. I just wanted a peek. Love for Sag. Okay. This may be related. I have the Five of Cups. So this card comes to me specifically from this deck when two things happen. One, you have a loved one watching over you or sending you somebody, and like in your grief and in your grieving, which is stages, there is someone being sent to you. The other thing here is to properly grieve something that no longer works in your life, because it's going to open up. It's going to open up for someone new. But fully grieving and not holding on to it. Also not blaming yourself for trying to save that person seems important. So for some of you, this is a loved one literally bringing a new, It's time. It's time. So universe is going to bring something in new. Just make sure that you've processed, like you feel all your feelings. We can't just think our feelings. We can't sweep them under the rug. We can't stick our head in the sand like an ostrich. So feeling all of your feelings, making sure you're properly processing. Because it's time, because spiritually they're saying it's time. And also this card specifically for me is like a crossed over loved one sending you somebody to love. That was kind of a beautiful reading, Sagittarius. Okay, Capricorns, how are you doing? I'm going to take these for Capricorn. If I can get them off the table. I'm so hungry. So hungry, and I have so many appointments. I don't know what I'm gonna cook. you're biased. Ramen. I'm not touching her ramen. Okay. This card keeps coming out for people. This is such an earth sign deck. I love this deck. This was a gift. See what else comes out with that. Ooh. Okay. Capricorns, you may be dealing with somebody that, again, another 10 of Wands. So you pick this up as a point of passion, and you know, it's no longer your burden to carry. I lovingly tease Capricorn and call them Captain Save-A-Ho. So it is, you're humanitarians one person at a time. Whoa. I don't know what just happened. I'm still live, right? My whole thing just went away. Could you see me the whole time? It completely went away on my end. Okay. We also have the Six of Cups, and it's in reverse, and we are watching somebody watching two kids, and this is in reverse. Oftentimes, Capricorn rising, Capricorn placements, you were taking care of other kids and yourself before it was age appropriate too. This can sometimes make you bond with partners where you feel like you can see both of your potentials together at the, like, what it can look like, because Capricorn's excellent in seeing potential, right? So if you wanted so much for this to like work out, or that both of you would come out of the situation better for it, and it feels like you have to leave and put the burden down, and only one of you got the inner child healing. And it sometimes, and I talk about this in session, and I've talked about this before, especially with Capricorn placements, even though you know the other person's an adult and they're healing, we all know this now, right? That like their healing is up to them. Their work that they want to do or not do on themselves, totally up to them. But sometimes we can almost feel like it's like abandonment, because we almost like vowed, Capricorn especially will do that, to like take care of both people. And I often say to Capricorn placements in my personal sessions is like the mantra that you need when you're a grown-up and you still like bond with people that way is not my circus, not my monkeys. And I think that you're having this moment. Let's get some more detail on this situation. It could be as simple too as you met somebody and you went all in for them and you thought this is my soulmate and they're not. But because we have the kids in the card, on the card, I kind of feel like more this is you feel like you're abandoning somebody that you took up for both of you, and this other person is just not, they can't or do their work right now. For whatever reason, we're not going to judge them for it. It's just not happening, and it's time to let go of that, Capricorn. Or let go a little control over what they do or don't do. Because you were doing that out of love. You were doing that out of like absolute wanting to like get both of you to victory in this situation, but like it's futile. We have a Prince of Wands. We have a Knight of Wands in reverse. The passion is gone here. Okay. Yeah. What's the advice card? What's the advice card for Capricorn? And I'm gonna pull a card for what comes next, because let's give you a little hope on a rope kind of thing. You challenge me to make ramen? Okay. You can challenge me to make anything. I used to say that. I used to have an ex, and he said I could not make nougat and I could not make nacho cheese. And I was like, I made both. I love being challenged. I love being told I can't do something. Don't dare me if you don't want it done. It's gotten me in a lot of trouble, and it's also brought a lot of good things. All right. Woo! The advice card is the 9 of Pentacles. It is ripe. It is time for you to pick, like, whatever rewards you could not reap while this person was in your sphere, right? Because, like, they could not, like, they didn't, you are ripe. You should feel really good about what you did, regardless of what they were capable of. And it's time to reap the fruit of your rewards kind of without them. This could be a family member. This could be a friend that you tried to take on and help. This may have been like a project that you thought like, hey, you could use help and I'm really good at this and we'll be good together and we have a great chemistry and we're going to do this project together. And they could just not get their shit together. You can still, and you may have known them a long time. You may have, you know, some people are friends since they're kids, and it's really, those are the hardest relationships to grow out of. Not love relationships. Let's pull a card for love, though, for Capricorn, in case this is not your love reading. It's a reading for something else, or it doesn't resonate. New journey and falling in love. Could it be I'm falling in love with you, baby? And you're gonna fall hard. You're literally, this card especially, you're gonna be going along your merry and like almost not interested, and boom, fall hard, Capricorn. And it's a whole new journey. It kind of will. It's. Let's get one card to see what's coming after this other situation, because I said I wanted to do that. And then Aquarius and Pisces, and then we'll give away a reading. Okay. Yeah, 9 of Cups. Feeling like I promised you after this whole situation. Oh, it's the 5 of Cups. You're gonna have a moment that I feel like if these are connected, you are not gonna be expecting this like smacked across the face with like falling in love. It's gonna hit you hard when it hits you. Yeah, you're gonna process all of this stuff because you're not keeping it with you. You literally do the inner child. You do all the healing. You reap all the rewards. You know, Capricorn always wants to take other people with them. They always want to make other people better too, right? And so this is actually a huge process to just focus on yourself. Worry about yourself. Like the little girl, Rose, trying to put on her own seatbelt when she's like 1.5 years. Worry about yourself. This is a huge, huge lesson that comes to Capricorn. And what's crazy is when we have the 5 of Cups, right? We're like grieving these 3, but there's a 2 of Cups in the card. I feel like you're done with this and your person comes along, if I'm being honest. Like your person. You're just going to have to adjust to them because they're not going to need you to do every last damn thing for them in the world. I heard that loud and clear. That came through like a channeled sentence. Woo! So either way, whichever one is your reading, you have like your person and love and falling in love hard coming in. Just saying. All right, Aquarius. Let's get the Star Tarot. Okay, Aquarius, there's something that's, you're worried if it's ripe yet. It's not yet. You're advocating for something. It needs a little bit more time. It needs a tiny bit more time. When we have this Nine of Pentacles here, and we are like looking at when it's upside down like this, right? But we have this Panther here, and we have, there's a calmness to here. I know you could probably feel like the thing is ready. There's a bit more advocating you have to do for this. And I feel like this, whatever this is, Aquarius, will be ready after the new moon in Taurus. This is really beautiful. Good night, Annika. This is a really beautiful reading for Aquarius. You know, that new moon is going to square your placements. You've got Pluto in your sign. That full moon just squared your placements. Something just needs a tiny bit more time, and I swear it's going to be fine after this new moon. That Nine of Pentacles kind of came out sideways, and I like to honor that. Yeah, Justice card. Like what you've been waiting for. Queen of Pentacles. So the Nine of Pentacles can turn into the Queen of Pentacles, which is gorgeous. That's stability. That's fine. That's you being the abundance. And there's just, I don't know, you'll know what this is that you have to advocate for. There's something else here. I almost want to pull a card for that. We'll have to look at that in Aquarius's full reading. But there's just a little delay on that. And again, something you have to advocate for. Remember that you are the Queen of Pentacles, and that like whatever burns down, you can build it back up again. And you're overdue. So it's just a little while longer, and then whatever this is, it comes through like in a way that you almost don't expect it. But it's beautiful and it's plentiful. It's abundant. Pulling a love card for you separately, Aquarius. You have the Ace of Cups. And I love you. A person. This is ordained by universe. This is a very, I feel like I'm being so short with Aquarius's reading, but it is very, very straightforward. I think you might have to advocate for yourself a little bit more, and that's when the Justice comes in. And then instead of like feeling like I'm tired, I feel this feeling around somebody where they're like, and now my ear is, the thing is happening. I feel the energy around somebody who's like tired. Like, this is good, and I'll take this just because like I need to just be done with this, or have this. I can't do this anymore. There's just a little delay. You're going to have to advocate for yourself in a way that you haven't before. And then we get Justice and the Queen of Pentacles. And then there's an Ace of Cups also, which is gorgeous for you. Can I just get one more thing on that Ace of Cups? Okay. When this Ace of Cups comes, it'll be so clear. This person you won't feel hesitancy. Hi, Lioness. You won't feel hesitancy. It won't feel like you'll be very sure. You'll have an inner knowing, and then they're just going to make it easy for you to be sure. This is beautiful reading. Beautiful. Really didn't need much. I mean, but we have Justice here. The Nine of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles. And like, I never mind a Seven of Wands advocating. Wow. But it feels like whoever I'm talking to is just like tired. And it's like, can it be okay now? Just hold on a little longer. Hold on a little longer. Like full chills. Full chills. Okay, my Pisces. What should we take for you? How about this one? Okay. How about we not do that? Okay, that's good. We'll leave them up here. I'm committing to a system of where each card goes and that I don't just like put them back wherever my hand falls. And I like it. All right, Pisces, and then we'll give away a reading. And you know my thing, if you've won in the last 3 months, then it's a new. You're absolutely welcome to play, but we're going to let somebody new win. Or that hasn't won in over 3 months. All right. Well, that was interesting. What do we have? Let me give this one more shuffle because it feels like I'm supposed to. The Lovers and the Queen of Pentacles. Pisces, what is brewing for you? I want something good for my Pisces people. Mars is finally out of Pisces. Saturn is in Pisces for a while though, so yeah. But Pisces just had Saturn, Mars in there. Okay. Self-sabotaging habits. What about it? What's the other card? What's the other card? Okay. That's too many. What's the other card? Be careful around that you don't get yourself. Okay, that's easy enough. These cards are flying. Okay. Pisces. Somebody recently may have come in and kind of messed with your sense of self, your good self-esteem. The bad habit is letting somebody else do that. Because y'all merge, you know, and then like it's hard for you to separate when somebody falls out for whatever reason and they're no longer in your highest good. Sometimes it's hard to like pull that apart. So somebody came in and said or did something and it like triggered the part of you that doesn't allow you to sit in your own self-worth. So if things have been like emotional lately or and again, this works for 12th house Pisces placements or 12th house placements. Somebody like knocked over your sense of self-esteem with their own lack of awareness, but also it just triggered that thing where you can get taken down. Like everything's going well and then you can get taken down and then you go, what's wrong with me? Or this is the kind of energy I attract, or I fucked it all up again, or whatever this is. But that Devil card is here to say this is a self-sabotaging mindset. And also this may be somebody that is less healthy. The other thing that Pisces does, man, is you think everybody else is like better at separating stuff from your head or whatever else. Like, they're not. right? Because when Pisces are young, they can hear flaky or like not as stable. They hear things like that and they take that to heart. And then they just kind of assume everybody else is more grounded or more whatever, and they're not. Let's see what else about this situation. I'll be talking myself out of DoorDash later when I don't have time to cook. We ate all the good stuff the last 2 weeks for Emily's birthday, so I don't have any more homemade ricotta. I think I do have homemade pasta in the fridge. Okay. Strength card. Much like, whose reading was it? Where it's like, remember who the fuck you are. Strength card, Pisces. Handle this situation different than you usually do. Don't take somebody else's assignment. That's the other thing about Pisces energy is like you'll sometimes, not always, but it can even be, you could be even be very healed, but if it's like the right trigger, you can let somebody talk you out of what you know you feel. Because what you feel sometimes feels nebulous. Whatever this situation is, you be strong. You don't even have to answer them. That's the thing, is that like it doesn't have to be, you don't have to be strong that it's a fight. You could like answer them with a non-answer. But just sit strong in it. Hi, Fifth Element. Did you have a different name last week? Or are you a completely new person? Yeah, the boundaries here are, I feel like, okay, sometimes people overtly nefariously gaslight you. I don't feel like this is overt, and I don't think, okay, that is you. I don't think it's overt, and I don't think that, this person is meaning to gaslight you. I think it's their own, see, this is the devil card. Like, I think it's their own self-sabotaging ways that then triggers something in you. And this could all go sideways real quick, but you're gonna regard this like, well, I can't see shit. My eyesight's notoriously bad. I can't see like the little pictures or anything. I just feel like that was the same person from last week. I don't know why. When this happens, if somebody triggered with this, could be in any place in life. I want you to feel like more like whether they're trying to get answers out of you or make you feel bad or question your behavior. I just want you to let them vent. And when they're done asking you all the stuff, be like, ask them if they like, not in the kind of condescending way that I do it sometimes when people are like, you know, it's the internet. People say they're wild. People are out here wild on the internet. And so sometimes I will just say like, do you feel better? After they like string a bunch of insults about me or whatever. Like, that's okay. Like, this can be the space where you get your anger out on strangers on the internet. Do you feel better? Like, that's good for you. Don't do it in that way, but there's almost a sense of like, you should be like, well, I wanted to let you say everything you needed to say because it feels like you needed a vent. That felt like pent up stuff. That might be your stuff and not my stuff, if I'm being honest. That is the kind of response I want you to give them. Like, I care enough about you to let you vent, but that felt like your stuff and not my stuff. And this is the part with Saturn helping you ground going through your sign, Pisces. It is the beautiful weight on the mylar balloons, where you're going to start not accepting everybody putting their stuff on you. And that's going to be one of your new, I invite you and offer that to you, Pisces placements, to start saying, like, it just sounded like you needed to vent. So I wanted to give you the time to say all the things you needed to say. But if I'm honest, that sounds like your stuff and not my stuff. So if you wanted to examine that, I'm happy to give you the space to do that. Okay. What else? What is the advice card besides what I just said that I felt? What is the advice card here? Except, I mean, the strength card feels like an advice card, but we'll take another one. Yeah. Right. Isn't it funny when we say that like a friend and then we're like, well, that's the best that they can do right now, right? And sometimes other people and the best that they can do, they like to put that on other people. And especially like the kinder, the most open, the least judgmental people are the ones who get gaslit the most. I'm craving macaroni and cheese. I don't think we have any. We eat the last of the, we get the Aunt Annie's one. It's good. Okay. Knight of Cups. We are not going to be love bombing them. We're not going to be accepting love bombing. The Knight of Cups in reverse. I mean, I'm really getting here, Pisces, that like, okay, the old joke of somebody walks in because your stall lock doesn't work, and somebody walks in or like opens when you're in the bathroom or whatever, and our instinct is to say like, oh, it's okay, it's okay. And the old joke of like, come on, everybody, she said it's okay, pile in the stall. Like that, like love bombing somebody who's done you wrong. Water signs know what I'm talking about. Love bombing somebody who's done wrong and almost making it feel like it's okay to perpetrate the behavior again because there was really no offense. We're not doing that this time. We're not accepting love bombing, and we're not love bombing the apology. I know that the people who are supposed to hear that landed and landed hard. That is your advice card. Let's get a love card. Now I'm thinking I have homemade pasta and I have cheese. I have cheddar cheese. Maybe I'll just make my own macaroni and cheese. I bet you I could do that. I bet you I could make homemade macaroni and just have to like form it around like a chopstick or something. And then dehydrate the cheese with like onion powder and salt and stuff and make like my own little mac and cheese kits. Like dry the pasta and everything, right? I don't see any reason I can't do that. That feels right. I mean, tonight we'll just have macaroni and cheese, but maybe that's something I should do. Okay. Four of Wands, divine connection, celebration, impossible. I am laughing in my head because I had a private reading for somebody this weekend and that card came up and I thought, oh, that's a possible marriage partner. This particular Four of Wands seems to have like, you know, the awning, the celebration, the fruit, the abundance around a church. If this person's not, we'll have to look at that in the Pisces reading. If this person isn't already in your life, this seems like a very separate love reading. Again, a Knight of Wands. Who else had that? I was like, the Libra had the Knight of Wands, and I think Libra and Pisces have some similarities. It's going to come in like a Knight of Wands, but it's going to be a divine person. And I think a lot of us are trained to be like, Knight of Wands, you get out of here with that. You know, we don't think of that as the person who's permanent, who's like good for us. We're ready to give away a reading. Ready to give away. That's a serious cooking. Oh, that's me. Last week I made tortellini, and I homemade the pasta, and I homemade the ricotta cheese, and homemade the pesto. Yeah, I'm a little bit of a nut. I only make all the bread that happens in this house is made by me. Whether I can dupe the Texas Roadhouse rolls and the cinnamon butter, but our sandwich bread, all of it. I make our butter. All right, I'm gonna do the Astro dice. I'm gonna do the macaroni and cheese experiment. We'll see how that goes. I'll have to make more pasta. I love making pasta though. I made homemade brownies with homemade frangipane the other night. So homemade almond, like the almond filling that comes in like a really, really good almond croissant, like in a French bakery. I make that from scratch, and then I made homemade brownies, a little bit of the frangipane like marbled. So they were brownies marbled in almond pastry cream. And my child ate them, and I had to be like, do you want to give me some feedback? And they were like, oh yeah, they were really good. Like, my kids are so used, like, they are so unimpressed. It's not funny. Okay, I need a new audience to cook for. Okay, so I have a sign, and let's do a number. So we're doing one sign, and one house number. So we have, I will just eliminate by saying like Aries first house, right? So we have an Aries symbol and a first house symbol. That's not what it is. Neither of those are right, but we have a sign and a house. I'm waiting. You guys can challenge me with stuff to cook. I like a challenge. I rolled Astro dice Shingamafall. So one Astro dice is just one of the 12, they're 12-sided. So one is one of the 12 signs, and the other Astro dice is 1 through 12 number. Somebody got the number so far. Woo. All right. I'm going to take a breath and breathe deep, and I'm going to imagine in my third eye sight the symbol and the number. I love making tiramisu. Tiramisu with the lady fingers and the espresso. The Spanish grocer always has the lady fingers. It's getting the lady fingers soaked in espresso and then into the mascarpone before the lady finger falls apart. That's the trick. Especially if you're going to do them upright, which is traditionally, it's easy to do them this way. Oh, that's so funny. Somebody owes somebody a soda. Okay. You've all said the number a couple of times. Hi, Dani. A couple of you are close. You've all said the number a couple of times. You are. We're guessing a sign and a number because I used Astro Dice, but that was not what I just flashed, was not the right. So it's one of the signs and a number. Okay, you all have guessed the number 5 times. I'm not trying to fight anyone. I'm just taking my earrings out. Because I'm not used to wearing heavy earrings anymore. Okay, I already gave the clue that the number has been said 5 times. Now it's been said 6. So if you go look and see what number has been said 6 times, now 7 times. Thank you. Beelzebub blesses me. All right, some of you have figured out what number it is. Now you just have to mess around with the sign. Okay. Shauna, the question is, I rolled dice. And so it's a sign and a number. Dani, it was, where is it? Was Leo. And the number 4. Y'all kept saying 4. Y'all kept saying 4. So that was Dani, and then the 5th element got it right after. I'll give you each a 15-minute. If you want to add on to those, you can email me. The contact is at the bottom of the, if you go on my website, there's like a contact thing. But you guys said them so quickly, one right after. Yeah. I even imagine like Kermit the Frog with his finger going doing the, I tried everything to imagine a hard. Daniel was the first one to say 4. So 5th element, you can also email. Aw, I miss you, Dani. And you guys can, oh, 5th element, you might be a little bit behind, but you also got a 15-minute. So you just have to contact me because I have no idea how to contact you because all I know is the 5th element. And that website is where you can get a reading, get a gift certificate, whatever you like. And you can read reviews. If you're on the fence about getting a reading, I say read reviews. Make sure I feel like the right person for you. But there's like 120 reviews or more. Yes, liking and sharing. Sharing, if you share to the copy link and then you don't actually share that link anywhere, it still registers as a share to YouTube. Aw, thank you, Lioness. Just make sure you guys email me. All right, I'm off to eat, and then I have 3 more appointments today. Busy today. And then, yeah, there's the thing that just says contact me, and it'll just automatically because otherwise I have no way to contact you. All right, guys, have a great week. I'm going to get the May readings up this week. And hopefully I will see you then. And membership people, look out for your invite if you're an astro or a nerd. And then even if you've been in membership, even at the membership level, the $2.99 level, this is your if you've been in the whole time, it's your 6-month anniversary, and I will do a live stream for all levels on the new moon in Taurus. And if you want to join membership, links in there, all the links, you know where to get all the stuff. All right, I love you, know you love you. Bye, everyone.